Hey everybody, welcome back. I am mixing up some resin for some pens that we're going to try today. I bought these molds from the Hobby Lobby and I thought they were a little weird looking to me. So I watched Steve McDonald actually make these pens in the same molds, and I thought, all right, well, let's try something new today and do the same. I'm going to be mixing up a couple colors. I have about 3 ounces of resin here. It's Let's Resin 1-to-1 ratio clear that I'm mixing or that I've mixed. And I'm going to pour about an ounce of resin in each of these cups. I have 3 molds, but I'm not sure I'm going to mess with the third one. We'll see as we go. So I'm just going to get this in here. Look how beautiful clear that is. I love working with Let's Resin. There are a few bubbles there, but normally I let this set for 5 minutes, but I'm going to be mixing some mica powder in here, so we'll see. Um, when I look at these molds, I put a pen in here just to kind of see how it's supposed to fit. It's a gel pen. And that's what I found a little bit awkward. I'll get that on the screen here in a second for you. It's rolling away from me. So these are two of the molds, and these are the gel pen refills for them. So there's a little nubby at the top of this, and I'm trying to get the top of the pen here into that little nubby. Sorry for the off screen. It's really hard to, with my big hands, try to get everything on camera for you and get this little nubby into the gel pen. And of course the tip of the pen went into the bottom. I think I got that one. And this one I did off screen, but I'm not sure it stayed, so I'm gonna make sure it's all the way in on the nubby end, which you can't see on the inside of that one. All right, I think they're both in here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to be using some pink mica powder by Let's Resin. And I'm going to just dab some of that in there. And I'm going to play with the colors today. I'm not sure what to expect. I'm working on a keychain for my sister, so I'm thinking that I will use a pink and a copper mixture. And I'm thinking it'll come out a little bit more rose goldy, but we'll see. Just get the top off this here. Oh, there's Brody showing up to say good morning to everybody, wanting my attention, of course, the minute I start recording. So let's put a little bit of this in here and see. Yeah. In Florida, things tend to want to stick together, so hopefully I can get this out. I'm going to have to shake it a little bit, I think. And then I'm going to put a little bit of diamond dust in here. I really don't know what brand this is. I bought this on Temu a while ago, and I'm not sure what it is, but I think any diamond dust will do, and that'll help with the glitters. Will make it more glittery and blingy for those of us that like bling. So I'm just going to stir this really good. Might have too much copper in it. Almost has a more of an orangey look to it. And I'm hoping that it's not too transparent. So let's add a little bit more of the rose gold or the pink in here. Ooh, rose gold would have been nice. I think there's a rose gold mica powder I have somewhere. But I want to match up a keychain that I did for my sister. So let's see. Get this out of the way because I'll surely knock it over. It's almost like a tangerine color. I like it though, so I think I'm going to leave it. Then I'm going to add some Heaven glitter by Glitz and Glitter by Michelle. So if you haven't checked out Michelle's YouTube channel yet, check it out. She is an amazing artist. And a lot of the techniques I learned from her, Julie at Pouring Your Heart Out, and Steve McDonald. So all good places to visit if you haven't been there yet. So let's mix this in. And of course you can see it on my gloves, all the glitter and mica powder. Now this one I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to use a white, kind of a pearlescent mica powder by Let's Resin. And I'm going to put the same bling in it. I just kind of want to see again. I'm a little concerned these might be too translucent. And I may have needed to use more of a paste. But for now I'm going for bling and we'll see what we get. So let's get some of this in here. And again, I'm going to use that same diamond dust. Want the bling. And then we'll go ahead and we'll add the Heaven Glitter by Michelle. Glitz and Glitter by Michelle. Perfect name for her channel. Boy, when you spill this stuff out on your counter, good luck. It is difficult to get it up and save it. I end up having to use a piece of tape to get it off of the counters. But it's beautiful and very shimmery. And I use this in a lot of my crucifix molds. So if you haven't caught the video on doing a blessed crucifix, check that out too. The color comes out very blingy, just like what you're seeing in the cup here. So I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way so you all can see what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure I get that mixed in good. I think we're all set. Yeah, let's add a little bit more of the white mica powder by Let's Resin. Stir that in good. All right, let's go ahead and pour. I could put this in a piping bag, and I probably should to be more precise with the pouring, but I think we'll be okay. All right, I'm going to fast forward as I'm pouring through these. Don't want to bore you. Hit that with the lighter. Let's go do the third one. Now this one I'm just putting some flowers in, and I know it's partly off screen. I apologize. I wasn't sure I was going to do it at all, so I'm just kind of going fast forwarding through this. This is a very tedious process, trying to fit all this in. And we'll pour the resin in. And I added a little bit of just silver glitter from Michael's into this. And I'm squeezing the ends a little bit, making sure the resin goes down into the tips of where the pen is. And don't worry, that's not spilling out. I see it on the side there a little bit. And I'm just going to keep adding a little bit of this clear resin. The flowers do tend to want to pop up a little bit. I'm able to do this without a piping bag or without the Dixie cups, because it's got a wider channel. Not really worried about bubbles in any of these per se, unless they're ginormous, and I see there's a kind of a big bubble forming to the right side where the tip of the pen has gone in, but I'll play with that in a minute. Let's get this in here and see right there underneath there's a bubble there. I'm just getting some of the resin that ran over the top of the mold in. These are a little bit challenging to fill. and to get in down into those channels where the tip of the pen is. And I'm just pushing these flowers down in. I want to make sure that nothing is protruding over the top. I can see that bubble on that bottom one. Let's add a little bit more resin to this. I hope mine comes out as nice as Steve's. I hope you can see clearly what I'm doing here. Just going to hit this with the lighter a little bit. The flowers are all covered, so I'm not going to torch my flowers. Yeah, there's that ugly little bubble. I saw Steve do this too, so I don't feel like the Lone Ranger here. See what we can do to try to get that bubble out of there. That will not be good. That will definitely ruin the pen. Again, hindsight's 20/20. I could have just put the piping bag right in there, filled the tip of that first, and then gone through and filled the rest of the channel. So this is where I'm working on the right hand side. If I would have filled that first, could have stuck the tip of a piping bag right in there and filled that. Yeah, get that out of the way. Got a couple floaters here. Probably floating because I was pushing around that bubble, and now I'm just dabbing down those flowers. I know you can't see exactly what I'm doing because my hands are so large and there's only so much room. And a lot of times when I try to do a close up and I get too close on the molds, the camera tends to want to focus on my hands and it blurs out the molds. So doing my best here, guys. Gonna add a little bit more. So the beautiful thing about Let's Resin is it is self-leveling. I'm working on a leveling table, so my surface is level. If you don't have one of these, make sure that you use a level and level your surface area. Hit this with a little bit of a lighter. I can see some bubbles coming up to the surface. Just do it very quickly. I don't want to burn these molds. It's a very narrow channel. And the resin keeps seeping into those little ends where the tips of the pen are. So that's why I keep going back and having to fill additional. And let's see if we can work more of that bubble out. I can still see it. I'm not worried if I get resin over the sides or if it gets on the mat. This is a great mat by Let's Resin as well. It's so easy to clean up your messes, and you can sit molds like this right into those little channels and it helps keep them level as well. I will not lose the battle of this bubble. This bubble is going away. I think I got it. I'm just squeezing down a little bit more where the tip of the pen was now. And of course you pop your flowers back out when you start playing, but that's what you got to do when you get a big bubble in there that just won't go away. And you can't spritz it with alcohol, which I could spritz these with alcohol instead of using a lighter. If you're not handy with a long neck lighter, I definitely say spritz it with alcohol. That'll pop the bubbles. And don't use a torch on these. I would not recommend it. All right. I think we have it. So this is going to have to sit for about 24 hours. And we're back. 24 hours is up. Sorry about the fast forward through this, but I didn't want to bore you with the time lapse. These are still a little soft, But boy, that did come out kind of pretty. It came out better than I thought it would. Not a fan of the pen showing, but hey, what can you do? Next time I'll try to put more of a darker opaque color in there on the bottoms of these. This is pretty. There's my glitz and glitter. There's a channel here on the back that you can actually put like a name in there. You can personalize it and then fill it over with UV resin, and I'm actually going to do that with these. I'll show you one here at the end when I'm done. This one is still really kind of soft. I should have let this go probably another 4 hours or so, but I'll make sure I straighten it out. Okay, and there's the bling, and there's no bubble. And again, there's a channel on this one as well. A little bit deeper, but easy to fill in. Look at the glitz and glitter. Do they work? Let's see if I can get this tip off there. Yeah, Sheila, get the tip off. All right. Oh my goodness, it does work. And it's actually not bad. And it's actually kind of cool in my hand too. Meaning it's got a nice thickness to it. All right, let's try another one. Let's go with the blingy one, the real blingy one. So you can personalize these for your friends and family or sell them if you're selling. And by having that little channel on those, you're able to fill in and put a name or another saying. Oh, yep, this one works too. Fun stuff. All right, they worked. So this is what I did after the fact. I went in and I put the word explore because that's what we were doing. So I put that in the channel, and then I just filled that little channel with UV resin and hit it with the light for a couple minutes to seal it in. So that is the tutorial for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and share the video. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Love having you on board. Take care till next time.